Perhaps no one would have dared to think that after the dinosaurs or Merriam's elk, the next thing to go extinct in America would be Old Vegas. It was an era as vibrant as its neon lights, where for just a few coins, anyone could enjoy a truly memorable journey. Old Vegas is not just a city of chance, but also a folk miracle, where everyone is welcomed equally, and the feeling of belonging is greater than light and money. However, as New Vegas rose, that light gradually faded. Giant glass towers, billion-dollar shows, resort fees hidden in every bill. All of these have turned the illusions of Vegas into a calculation of profit. They call it development, but anyone who witnessed Old Vegas will recognize the real magic is gone, and it will likely never return. In today's video, we'll flip through the pages of Old Vegas memories together, from $1.99 buffets and free parking to legendary lounge acts. Then compare it to modern New Vegas, a world of luxury but devoid of soul. Can miracles be revived, or will it all remain just a memory for those who witnessed it? Let's find the answer right now. Do you remember when a plate of prime rib, cold shrimp, and sweet cheesecake is only $99 right in the heart of Las Vegas? For those who only set foot in this city for the first time in 2025 and are exposed to such high numbers, it sounds like a fairy tale. But that used to be true. And it was those humble buffet meals that became cherished memories, the core of an unforgettable experience for the millions of visitors who have come to Vegas. Back then, a buffet wasn't just about the food. It's Vegas's way of saying to you, welcome. Stay longer. Your happiness is our top priority. With prices so low they seem absurd, many people wonder how casinos can make a profit. The reality is they're not profitable. They're even losing money. But that's the strategy. A cheap buffet is a loss leader, used to keep customers coming back. When the guests are full, laughing and talking happily, they'll play a few more hands of blackjack and drop a few more coins into the slot machines. The joy from the meal became a catalyst for customers to stay longer, spend more, and remember Vegas as a place full of hospitality. The buffet back then was a symbol of a value. The guest experience was put first. For an average American family, a few $100s is enough to go to Vegas and live like royalty for a whole week. A luxurious dinner never threatens to consume the entire entertainment budget. It brings a sense of equality, that Vegas is a place for everyone, regardless of whether their wallet is thick or thin. It is precisely this that makes the city a shared dream for many generations. However, what was once the flame of hospitality has been nearly extinguished by Vegas. Cheap buffets have either disappeared or become lavish dining halls, with prices ranging from $60 to $70, and even €0 per person. Many people try to explain. Food trends are changing. Customers are looking for a more premium experience, or the quality of the old buffet is no longer suitable. But looking deeper, it's simply a game of profit. A Reddit account once bluntly warned, "Never eat buffet in Vegas again. They're terrible, especially in Caesar. For $107, you can have a much better meal at a restaurant where the food is freshly prepared and you don't even have to leave your seat." No longer filled with cherished memories and joy, what's truly left now is just a marketing gimmick. The most regrettable thing wasn't the steak or mashed potatoes, but the change in spirit. What was once a symbol of hospitality now revolves only around the question, can you afford it? Vegas is no longer focused on the visitor experience, but rather on maximizing profits by minimizing benefits. Activities that do not generate direct revenue are eliminated, making way for highly profitable but short-term services. The city that once welcomed all walks of life is now sending the message that it only cares about whales, big players, wealthy tech tycoons, or influencers seeking glamour. The $1.99 buffet isn't important because of the taste, but because it encapsulates the feeling of being welcomed, of living large on a small budget. It's a sweet promise that Vegas belongs to everyone, And that's precisely why, even after decades, millions still dream of that midnight scene. Plates piled high with shrimp, crab, and cheesecake under neon lights. A bittersweet memory, one that, when revisited, makes people realize that some miracles, once lost, may never have the chance to be magical again. Perhaps nothing angers tourists more than having to pay a hefty fee for something that was once free. That's right, I'm referring to parking costs. The place that once welcomed you with generosity has now become a cold toll booth, with prices that can reach $45, equivalent to the cost of a round-trip Greyhound bus ticket from Vegas to California. In the past, free parking was a sacred part of the Vegas experience. It's like the red carpet the city rolls out the moment you arrive, a subtle message that says, "We value you." Enjoy everything without worrying about the little things. Casinos understand very well that convenience creates goodwill, and goodwill keeps players coming back. If you don't have to worry about where to park or how much it costs, you'll walk in feeling relaxed and ready to throw money at the blackjack table or spin a few rounds on the slot machines. Parking isn't a source of revenue, it's an investment in hospitality, the key to you being able to let loose and enjoy yourself. But then everything changed. Since 2016, major resorts have started charging $10, $20, or even $30 just for parking. The hidden fees model is gradually emerging and engulfing the entire city. Resort fees, parking fees, early check-in fees. They realized that despite their frustration, customers would still pay because they didn't have many other options. And so, each experience of the traveler was gradually turned into an invoice, broken down to squeeze out every penny. Imagine, you fly in from another state, already paid a resort fee, drank expensive cocktails, bought overpriced show tickets, and then have to open your wallet again to pay extra just to park in a place where you're supposed to be encouraged to throw money at the casino. That feeling of emptiness, that disappointment, easily turns into anger. In April 2025, a man angrily yelled at employees in a parking lot on the Strip because the fees were too high. Instead of paying, he threw the ticket in the employee's face. The driver broke through the barrier and drove away. It wasn't exactly an act of defiance, but rather an uncontrolled reaction from the tourists to the betrayal of trust. Old Vegas understood human psychology. If guests felt they were being nickel and dimed, they would play less, or even leave and never return. But the new Vegas, dominated by profit margins, seems to have forgotten that. Ironically, free parking, something seemingly insignificant, once made this city feel luxurious and tolerant. Where else in the world can you drive to a multi-billion-dollar resort, park for free right at the main lobby, and feel like you own the place? It's that confidence, that sense of belonging, that's truly invaluable. Today, parking is just another toll booth in the corporate maze. And when casinos rake in millions from parking fees, they also lose something far more valuable: the first impression of generosity. If free parking was once the red carpet of old Vegas, what awaited you soon after were unexpected musical moments, the brightest icons that ever made up the soul of this city. Can a city maintain its allure if even the first greeting is turned into an invoice? And when generosity disappears, will Vegas still be worthy of the title entertainment paradise for all? Or will it become just a playground for a select few? You might find it hard to imagine the feeling. Sitting in a small room, a cocktail glass on the table costing just a few dollars, and suddenly the lights dim. On a dimly lit stage, a familiar voice rises. Sometimes it's an unknown artist seeking an opportunity, and sometimes it's a legend you've only seen on television. In 1960s and 70s Vegas, that surprise was not an exception. It is the soul of lounge acts, small free performances that bring an unrepeatable magic to this city. In fact, lounge acts were once considered a sophisticated strategy to bring the casino space to life, allowing guests to sip their drinks while being drawn into the music. A study from UNLV's Center for Gaming Research noted that during its heyday, there were over 40 different lounges operating along the Strip, attracting tens of thousands of visitors each week. This number not only demonstrates the appeal of the performances, but also reflects the belief of Vegas at that time that art and entertainment were a means of keeping visitors engaged, not just a tool for selling tickets. What makes lounge acts different is the element of surprise. No VIP tickets, no guest list, and no wristbands for control. You could be a postal worker from Denver, a couple driving across the country from Kansas, or a group of young, recently discharged soldiers, and still be sitting just a few steps from the stage. Sometimes, it's an unknown artist trying out new songs, but other times, it's a major star appearing to test the waters in an intimate atmosphere. That feeling, that anything can happen, is the magic that makes millions of people see Vegas as the home of miracles. Today, when you look at the event calendar on the Strip, you'll see a contrasting picture. Nightclubs with entry fees ranging from $50 to $100, bottle service packages that can cost thousands, and performances heavily advertised months in advance. Modern Vegas turns spontaneity into a schedule, transforming spontaneity into a wristband package. What was originally a chance encounter, where artist and audience met in an intimate space, has now become a product programmed and controlled in every detail. The consequences of this change are not just ticket prices. It's also the disappearance of the feeling of familiarity, of the illusion that you and the artist are creating a unique evening together. A visitor once wrote in their memoirs, "I still remember seeing Tom Jones sing right in front of me, no tickets, no barriers. That was the moment Vegas gave me more than just cards and roulette wheels." Now, such memories are becoming increasingly rare, giving way to pre-packaged, closed-off experiences devoid of the breath of surprise. If spontaneous and unexpected moments, which once defined Vegas magic, no longer have a place, what will Vegas be left with besides price tags? And can a city buy back familiarity with utility bills, or will it forever live only in the memories of those who experienced it? Imagine you walk into a small casino on the Strip in the late 70s. You sat down at the slot machine, put in a few coins, and less than 10 minutes later, a pit boss appeared. He smiled, shook your hand firmly, and then handed you the free dinner voucher. No need for big bets, no need for a membership card. It's simply a gesture that makes you feel Vegas values the presence of every person, no matter who you are. That's the spirit of comp, the freebies the city used to generously give away. They're not just for high rollers who spend thousands of dollars each night, but also for budget travelers. A free cocktail, a buffet for the whole family, or tickets to a small show. All carry a sweet message. You are considered a VIP, even if you only play a few coins. For many people, those gifts are not material things, but memories, stories to bring back home. Today, things have changed. Comps are no longer awarded with a friendly handshake, but through a cold data system. You need a loyalty card, accumulate points through an algorithm, and wait for the system to decide if you're eligible for a discount voucher. The feeling of surprise, being given show tickets while playing, has almost disappeared. It was replaced by promotional emails, customer rankings, and pre-calculated promotional packages. That change has taken away many of the stories that once made up the soul of Vegas. A retired teacher from Kansas once said that after playing only $50 on slot machines, she was offered a free dinner for her entire family. That's what she'll always remember, not for its material value, but for the feeling of being valued. In contrast to the present, when she returned to the Strip with $500, the bill still included bottled water fees, and there was no welcome. If a city once famous for its generosity now only calculates on data sheets, can Vegas continue to maintain its soul? And even further, in an increasingly commercialized society, how many places still have the courage to see hospitality as an investment rather than just an expense. There are small symbols that have the power to define an entire city. In Las Vegas, it used to be a simple plastic cup filled with cold shrimp swimming in spicy red sauce, and it only cost 99 cents. You don't need to win big at the card table. You don't need to carry a thick wallet. Anyone can walk in and raise that glass of shrimp as an unofficial Vegas ritual. It's both a dish, a greeting, and a testament to a time when this city knew how to make everyone feel like they belonged. For decades, cheap cocktail shrimp became part of the identity. The Golden Gate Casino, one of the trendsetters, once sold tens of millions of glasses in just a few decades. According to the Las Vegas Sun, during its peak, over 1 million cups of shrimp were consumed annually. Those numbers not only reflect demand, but also say one thing. Vegas understands that to keep guests coming back, sometimes you need to offer them a little luxury without anyone having to worry about the price. And so, factory workers, students, budget travelers, and even millionaires all stood in the same line, paid the same price, and shared the same experience. The magic of this dish doesn't lie in its flavor. It lies in the feeling of equality. When a luxury item, like seafood, can become a shared meal, Vegas has created a space where all social classes temporarily set aside their differences. Laughter, the clinking of glasses, and the sweet and savory taste of shrimp cocktail were the invisible threads that bound everyone together. So, when even a simple dish becomes a dividing line, are we living in a society that chooses stratification over sharing? And if Vegas couldn't keep the 99-cent shrimp cocktail, what else could remind this city of the hospitality that once worked miracles? Recalling the golden decades of Las Vegas, it's not casinos or slot machines that first come to mind for many, but rather the troops of dancers in dazzling costumes, stepping onto the stage as if carrying the entire sky of light with them. 3-foot-tall feathered hats, glittering sequins, and confident smiles. All once defined Vegas as a capital of extravagance and vibrant live entertainment. Showgirl is not just a performance, but a visual declaration that this city is different from the rest of the world. In the 1960s, 1980s, showgirls were present in all the major theaters on the Strip. According to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, at one point, at least 15 shows were running simultaneously, with enormous production costs and hundreds of thousands of spectators each year. These performances didn't just stay within the borders of Las Vegas. They also appeared on postcards, in magazines, and in promotional campaigns, spreading the city's image around the world. Like New York's Broadway or Paris's Eiffel Tower, the showgirl became a cultural export, a cultural product that put Vegas on the global map. But by the early 21st century, the theatre gradually changed hands. Major showgirl programs are closing one after another due to high costs and changing audience tastes. In 2016, when Jubilee, the final showgirl, officially closed its curtains, an era spanning over half a century came to an end. From 15 dazzling shows, Vegas now doesn't even have a single true showgirl program. This not only leaves a gap in the performance schedule, but also causes the city to lose a part of the cultural essence that once created its unique identity. Today, electronic music programs, international DJs, and Cirque du Soleil shows are the main attractions. They are magnificent, modern, and highly profitable. But the irony is that Vegas is gradually becoming more like many other entertainment cities around the world. Instead of a unique image, it became a globalized version, which can be found in Miami, Macau, or Dubai. A few resuscitation attempts have been tried. MGM Resorts once displayed the original costumes from Jubilee in an exhibition space, as a reminder that showgirls were once the soul of the city. This is a sign that, even though the context has changed, preserving and recreating that spirit can still help Vegas retain its unique identity. When a city is willing to let go of the symbol that put it on the world map, Is what they're giving up worth what they're losing? And if even collective pride is replaced by experiences that can be found anywhere, what does Vegas have left to retain that nowhere else feeling in the minds of viewers? Someone once said that what makes Las Vegas special isn't the gold-plated buildings or neon signs, but the feeling you get when you walk through the doors of a casino and are welcomed like an important person, even if you only have a few dozen dollars in your pocket. That feeling of belonging is the silent magic that old Vegas has bestowed upon millions of visitors. However, over the years, the city's message has changed. In the past, Vegas seemed to whisper, "You belong here." Today, the question is more like, do you have enough money to stay? What was once free or easily accessible has now turned into a series of additional bills. Resort fee, parking fee, VIP package. A 2022 study by the University of Nevada found that over 64% of travelers admitted that hidden fees significantly reduce their satisfaction. This isn't just frustration, it's a sign that Vegas has lost the hospitality spirit that was once its pride. The stark contrast of this change is clearly visible right on the Strip. On one side is the Sphere, a $2.3 billion structure, shining brightly like a giant ball full of technology. Right beneath that light were the makeshift tents of the homeless, people who no longer felt welcome. That contrast makes many people wonder, is Vegas building a bright future? Or is it just a glamorous facade hiding cracks within the city? For those who experience old Vegas, the memories are quite different. They remembered the times they were given a simple dinner just for playing a few coins, and the feeling of comfort when they were valued without having to prove it with their wallets. That simplicity creates the belief that Vegas belongs to everyone, from workers and students to entrepreneurs. And it's this that makes Vegas different from any other entertainment city. Today, the replacement with profit-maximizing models has blurred everything. When experience is reduced to numbers, warmth disappears, giving way to cold calculation. The city may still be grand, still bustling with visitors, but what's missing is its soul, the feeling that your presence, no matter how small, matters. Some major brands like MGM Resorts are trying to recreate that spirit with community-focused programs. Not just reward points, but also free events and artistic activities for loyal customers. Those small steps show that there's still a way to rekindle a sense of belonging. Can a city buy back that feeling with billions of dollars in dazzling buildings? And if Vegas is no longer a place where ordinary people feel important, then where is the land that will keep that dream alive for the next generation? Looking back, we realize that what made Vegas legendary was never just the neon lights or the billion-dollar structures, but the feeling that people found their place here. Now, as hospitality is gradually replaced by the pursuit of profit, the city still shines brightly. But perhaps that light is no longer enough to dispel the emptiness in the hearts of those who once believed that this Vegas is for everyone. So, can a city buy back belonging with billions of dollars invested in lights and technology? Or can that feeling only come from sincerity and sharing? And if the magic of Vegas has faded, where will future generations find their own dreams? If you've also experienced old Vegas memories or have different feelings about New Vegas, please leave your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe so we can continue to explore untold secrets together. The content in this video is created for the purpose of analyzing, exploring, and reflecting on social perspectives, and is in no way intended to attack, stereotype, or assign blame to any individual, organization, or government. All data and references used are for informational purposes only and are subject to change over time. Viewers should consider this as a thought-provoking resource for reflection and discussion, not as an absolute statement.